We're live.
Damn.
Okay. I might as well go ahead and start our little thing here.
This just in. Breaking news.
Really? Really? Oh, and you couldn't have put a filter over my face.
Did you miss?
This just in. Breaking news.
Okay. Man,
Hello, everybody.
If my computer was only half as good as yours, I'd okay. Well, shall we say hello to the people in chat tonight?
We got Magic. We got Nate's in here. Harvest Mary Moon. Chuck C's in here. A little Bunky's in here. Hey, yeah. Bunky. And there'll be some good stuff up here for Bunky because I know she's into the garden thing, and I know it's January, but it's getting that time. Start thinking about what you're going to be planting and stuff inside the house. But we got Suburban Hillbilly, Bigfoot Lake, Annie, Shift Kicker, Tin's in here. Hey, Tin. Yeah. Oh, it's been one of them dreary days.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they don't tend to send my alerts out for people. So you just got to. Well, I can't talk for a couple minutes because everybody's sound clips are going to go.
I have come here to chew bubble gum.
Are they over yet?
No.
And I'm all out of bubble gum. Oh, shit.
Now you know how we feel.
Oh, look, it's Shift Kicker, the one and only robot that will kick your butt.
Oh, Grace, you got alert? Oh, you're one of the lucky ones, I guess.
Victory has appeared.
We got Wolfwalker in here too.
Well, now check it out. I heard that one, and it did. It was Lake Fairy has appeared. Now, when I
turned them all down again. So, is that a good volume right there?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Okay.
It ain't busting my eardrum.
Well, I don't hear it, so I can't tell what it sounds like. So,
well, now did you hear that?
No, I don't hear any of that.
Okay.
The only thing I hear is you.
I'm sorry.
or if like somebody subscribes or something, then it'll pop up on my screen and say whatever happened. Yeah.
Okay. Now, I don't, talking about alerts, I don't get alerts from nobody no more. It's like everybody died.
I get alerts from Vineyard Chicks when 30 minutes before it's time for them to go live, I'll get an alert, and then when they go live. I used to get alerts for TJ when she went live.
Yeah.
3 days to the exact time she went live, 3 days later.
Later?
So TJ's live right now. And I'd go over there and there's nothing there and it's already been done. And it one time I actually clicked on it and she's saying hi to everybody. And I'm like trying to figure out how to type. And I see everybody's going by and there's nowhere to type. I'm like, why can't I type? Did I get blocked or something?
Yeah.
And I realized it was the recording of her live, the playback. And I'm like, wait a minute, this is 3 days ago.
But I mean, they must be either sleeping or drinking at the headquarters up there.
And there's certain people they don't push it out. I'll just put it that way.
Damn.
And I'll put it for the subject today, as everybody's seen on the thumbnail and everything, that wants and needs. Me and Tin were talking about this, and it was funny because at the beginning of the week or before the week starts, I marked down some ideas of videos that I'll be doing for that week. And sometimes I get around to them, sometimes I don't. And on day 2, I had wants and needs for, 2023. And she said, and she brought up, and I'm like, that's kind of funny because I have my notepad over here, and it's day 2 is wants and needs. And I said, I've been working on a video for that. And then I decided, well, I'm not going to do a video. I'll just do a live on it. And I think it's important, especially at the beginning of the year. What are your wants? And this could be directed to just prepping. What are your wants for this year, and what are your needs? Wants are the things that you want to get, but the needs override it, basically.
Exactly.
So, say you're a couple cases low on corn. That's a need. And you have this fancy thing that you want to get. That would be a want. So I thought this would be a good idea to go through some wants and needs and things that, and some of the wants are needed, but there are things in higher on the list that you should get.
Yeah. You want to come before your needs, no matter what they are.
I mean, I need a new house and a new, I need 1,000 acres in the middle of somewhere so nobody bugs me. Solar panels and my own cows and sheeps and everything.
Well, now here in my county, I just saw today 96 acres with a pond on it. They was wanting 3.25 million for it. I'm sitting there, damn, it must be nice.
How much do I have here?
Yeah. What?
I'm point under the limit there.
I got a minus sign in front of mine. That's all right. I got to win a ticket tonight. Yeah, I'll buy it tomorrow.
Now, Tin, is that a want or a need? Hopefully, it's not a need. Snowshoes.
Well, she don't weigh much, so I'm gonna say that's a want. Because if she weighed much, then when she snapped out there, she would sink.
Now, for me, this year I want more garden space, and last year kind of helped me in that matter because the tree that had put shade on half of my yard
is now gone.
Landed on my garden. So yes, I lost most of my garden. But I kind of take the take the bad with the good, or the good with the bad, however you want to look at it. And so the way I figured it is I'll have more space so I can move some of my stuff and put maybe 3 or 4 more beds where the shade was last year. So that gives me more space that I can plant food. And that is a want and more or less a need when you come down to think about it. I have the seeds, I have everything. It's just I need to move things over and build some more beds. I have to keep my eyes open for places that I can get wood for free to where I can build these, and then fill them up and have them ready to go for springtime and whatnot. And you can look at it both ways. It's a want and a need, because the way things are going, food is so expensive, and anytime you can cut that money that you're putting out for this food, you can put it elsewhere. What are some of the
future garden space? Now, for your future garden space, have you still got roots in the ground?
Oh, the tree's still there. The part of it, there's still going to be a little bit of shade, but it's not going to be as much than it was, because it was the whole day there was shade in that one spot. And I'm above ground. I'm not doing in ground.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I don't know. I'm more of the in-ground person more than I am the above ground.
Well, it depends. Like in the city, I'm in the city, so yeah, I could dig up my whole yard and redo the soil and the stuff, but the more money I would have to put into the soil, I can just haul the soil, $60 for a truckload that would fill 3 beds, compared to a lot of money that I would put money and time to build the soil up, because the soil here is horrible. Like I said, I live on a hill, and it's very different type of soil up here.
Right. Well, I know I want to go get me a whole bunch of PVC pipe. I want to do a greenhouse like that.
I would suggest something cheaper than that, because PCP pipe is very expensive now. You can actually go to I don't know if you have them, Tractor Supplies or stuff like that, cattle panels, and you can bend them in a hoop shape. You build your foundation for the sides and build your hoop shape out of it, and then you can put your plastic over top of that. Because, like I said, PVC pipe is very expensive right now, especially because of the cold weather. People's pipes freezing and whatnot. It's expensive.
It's been long. It's been a good while since I've priced PVC.
Oh yeah.
Well, at least 30 years. And
yeah, and Chuck, if you can find these, which a lot of times you can, because kids get tired of them and they'll end up setting out there in the weather, and you find them with the little trampoline bit has been cut or worn out, and you just go up and ask them if they still want that. A lot of times they'll just give it to you to get out of there. Yeah. And then you have 2 parts right there, and and that's a good 8-10 foot section.
Hmm.
And then there's always skids or pallets, however, whatever you want to call them. Those make good foundations right there. You get those and some pipe or
I go 4x4 and run them. Get me a 1-man auger and drill me a hole in there.
4x4s are expensive though. We're trying to get
Well,
away from that big money.
I've got here where I'm at. Okay, I've got probably 100 4x4s stuck in the
Oh
ground.
yeah, if you already got them, yeah. But if you don't have anything, you have to go out and get the stuff. 4x4s
Cedar trees.
are pretty much close to $100 for a 10-foot 4x4.
Damn.
Yep.
I need
I don't know. Our cabin in the woods is in here because he had bought some, and he was saying that it was close to $100 for his 4x4s that he got. I'm like, wow, that is ridiculous.
no kidding.
Yep.
Yeah, hell, that's past ridiculous.
Yep. Well, 4x8 plywood, that's $80-$100 right there again. Yeah. I think it's half inch or 3/4 inch is $100. I'm not talking about the OSB board or anything like that. I'm talking plywood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking about going to buy me a couple of sheets.
Well, I watched these people that build these things in their the school buses and build little homes out of them.
Right.
And some of them, they'll tell you that how much it costs for this sheet of plywood, and you got to make sure you measure and measure again before you cut it, because that's $100 right there.
Yeah, really.
And because that's how they build their cabinets and stuff, is out of the plywood, and then they paint them and whatnot. But it's expensive now, so you have to prepare for that stuff. And that's again the wants and needs of anything that you do now.
There you go, boss man. You got Red Scout.
Hey, Red Scout, thank you so much for the super chat or super sticker or whatever it's called. I appreciate it. Hi, Cat. Is time not money? But money also helps in broken world. Yeah. Yeah.
Talking about wanting needs. I'm wanting to kind of get stocked up on kerosene,
Yeah.
But it's like we talked, I got wood, need kerosene, and I've got propane. But what happens when stuff starts going downhill? I've got to clean out an area to where I can put more wood out there. It's up underneath the shed, so I ain't worried about it getting rained on.
Yeah, that's just like on that little short thing I did about secondary heat source.
Yeah.
And for me, propane will always be higher up on that list than kerosene, because kerosene doesn't have a long shelf life. You're going to have to either use it or dump it, because it'll eventually go bad. Propane won't. propane doesn't have a shelf life. So the only issue is there's a difference in heating. For those who have heated in their house with kerosene, there is a smell. There's an odor from it. A lot of times it's just dust and it needs cleaned out, but there is an odor to kerosene, heating with kerosene in your house.
Right.
You tend to get used to it. It'll get on your clothes. You can smell somebody that's been in a garage or something that's been heating with kerosene.
Right.
Propane heats a different way, and you have to be more careful with propane heating inside your house because of carbon monoxide. And I say this every time I do videos about heating any kind of thing like this. Always have a carbon monoxide detector in every level of your house, even if you don't have anything for secondary heat or anything like that. You should already have those things in your house. Carbon monoxide, they're so important nowadays because things are not done the way they used to be back 20, 30, 40 years ago when people cared about what they did, their trades and stuff. Nowadays, you hear about all the time somebody's heater wasn't correctly maintenance and carbon dioxide went throughout the house and took out the whole family. You didn't hear about that as much in the past because I think there was
houses back then wasn't as airtight as what they are today.
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah, that is true too. But I think when people cared more about the type of work they did for somebody back then than they do now, it's like there's no pride in your craft. It's just boom, let's go do this and move on to the next one. You get through it as fast as you can and go to the next one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's just me, but when I did a job, I wanted to make sure it was done very well. That way, if they had something else down the road that they had to get fixed or done, oh, let's call this guy. He did a real good job, and I'd make more money for that person.
Exactly.
And I think a lot of times it's gone away from that nowadays. I mean, it's still here, but you don't see it as much. And look at the difference in the appliances and the heaters and stuff. Everything's computer chips and made in faraway places.
Never land.
Yeah, and things were built different back then.
They were built better
Yeah.
what they are today.
Be careful how you say that because that's somebody's slogan.
Well, if that's somebody's slogan, why you see more of them in the shop?
No, I'm talking about Mr. Potato Head, Bill. Better bullcrap.
Well, he just never mind. I'm leaving that alone. There's youngins in here. I can't stop. But Daddy always used to tell me, if you want things done right, do it yourself. And I asked him, I said, well, why'd you get me doing it? I only said that to him one time, mind you. But
Yeah.
right now, and there's quite a few things I need done around my house. I don't know if it's a want or need, but I got to fill in some holes for my preps. I got to do that. I've got to clear out some bushes. Wife's been on me to do that for the last month, and to cut back.
Yeah. Because, like I said, with the garden, I've been thinking about a lot. I've also been thinking about cleaning an area in my basement. I've been racking my brains and stuff how I'd set everything up, do shelvings, and because I only have certain amount of grow lights, so I'm trying to figure out ways to optimize it to where I get the most bang for the buck, basically.
Yeah.
And I do think I am going to move all my growing stuff down there just for the fact that more space, and when people drive by my house, they don't see weird purple lights coming from the upstairs bedroom because of the grow lights.
Well, see, now I got a building out back, but the bad thing about it is it's a building.
Yeah, that's something you have to heat.
Yeah, exactly. Or cool, because what I'm wanting to put out there is canned stuff, and with canned stuff, it can't be too hot and it can't be too cold.
Yeah.
But if I do that, and let's say shit does hit the fan, last thing you want is to be seen going to and fro something.
Yeah.
So, and the wife will not let me take the extra bedroom and do what I want to with it. She says, that's the guest room. Where are they going to sleep? I tell them to bring a sleeping bag.
Well, what do you have underneath of you?
I know where you're going with this. I've said that, and I've thought of ways to cut a hole in the floor and put a ladder down there too.
Yeah. I mean, there's always, you go in a closet and you lift up this little tab and go down in.
But see, I'm kind of scared if I finally do go down, the wife's going to put a dresser over it where I can't get up underneath my house. A big part of it I can set up. The 3/4 of the house, a cat would have a problem getting from point A to point B.
Well, what I'm thinking is because if you go under 2 feet, it's the perfect temperature all year round.
What, go underground 2 feet?
Yeah. Because it generates heat in the winter, and in the summer it's cool in the winter, in the summertime.
Time for me to go
that's how they did cellars and stuff back in the day.
Oh yeah, yeah. But then again, you're talking about buying, plywood and stuff like that, because it's hard to nail a nail into dirt. If for some reason it won't hold. But
well, you say you got all these 4x4s. There you go.
But damn, they ain't about 5 foot tall.
Well, they're also depending how much, because you said you wanted to cut down some walnut trees.
Yeah, pecan trees.
Oh yeah, pecan.
Yeah, that I do have.
That is a lot of work though, because I mean that's how they used to do it back in the day. They'd have these big logs, and they'd split them and then split them again, and that's how they would make their poles and things.
Yeah. Now I can split logs to make boards out of, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna flat out tell you, you talking about some damn work and a half right
Oh
there.
yeah. Yeah, and
Even
everybody thinks, oh, you just hit it one time. No, you
bullshit.
have to have wedges in there, and you got to
Yeah.
bang those wedges in. And I've done that before.
Well, the funny thing about it is a lot of people see other people do. Oh, I can do that. That ain't no problem. Well,
Yeah,
here's your sledgehammer. Go split that and over there. They don't even know where to put the first wedge at.
yeah,
And yeah, I'm sorry. There is a certain spot on that log you got to do it with. You can't.
yeah. I remember wasn't too long ago. Well, it's been probably 20 years, but we're splitting wood, and had a campfire out there, and we're all sitting around the campfire, and this uh, little fella said, well, that doesn't look very hard at all. So you it looks very easy. He said that wood must be really lightweight or something like that. And me and my other friend were splitting oak wood, and we had the big sledgehammers. I don't know what the pounds of them, but they had the big heads on them. So you have to have something to bring down to split oak. Anybody that split wood before knows oak is really hard wood. Anyway, he gets up there, he goes to pick up his axe. He barely gets that axe up. He brings it around, swings it, dislocates one of his shoulders. We had to take him to the hospital. What'd you do? I tried to split a log. These guys made it look easy.
Well, I would prefer to split green oak any day of the week than to try to split green sweet gum.
Oh yeah, there is some really hard. Like I said, I can't remember the wood, but in Oklahoma, there's a wood there that's when you use a chainsaw on it, sparks fly out.
Yeah. Well,
It's so hard that
now sweet gum is like splitting a rubber tree plant. The axe will bounce right back off it, and it does not look like you even hit it with an axe at all.
oh, there you go, Jeff.
I have,
Freaking stink bug. Still
and
got stink bugs.
I want some zappers. Me and the wife was talking about that last night, and I said, put one at each end of the house. Then I said, no, because with all the stink bugs we got in here, we wouldn't never get no sleep. Yeah. Yeah. Coming up, we never had problems like we do today with stink bugs or ladybugs or nothing like that getting in the house. What happened?
I don't know.
I mean, it seems like they're in attack mode for humans.
Well, real sorry to hear about that, heroic prepper. Hopefully he's okay. Yeah, those things can pretty much shatter in a little bitty pieces.
Yeah.
Those, I don't know if they're ceramic or that clear or that shiny glass stuff. Ooh, I've stepped on a couple of that, and I don't know if the cats are going to come running at me because they see that bug or they're all up on my bed looking like this, getting ready to attack.
I've thought about going and getting some bombs and setting them off in the house. Maybe, well, not just the stink bugs or ladybugs. Hell, it's the ants
Gnat.
also.
Yeah, the gnats.
Yeah. Well, we got ants, and if I didn't know any better, I'd swear up and down we sitting on one of the New York City of ant hills here.
Who is this that passed away? Little known prepper. I missed that one.
Huh. Hello, Mountain Grandma. Don Williams. Really? That's who Trust said it was.
A tick? Oh, well, you're down there in the Florida though. But you figure that first frost should have got rid of all those bugs.
Good God. Last night.
Yeah, they say you shouldn't pull them out. You should smother them with peanut butter or something. You know, many of them things I pulled out of me when I was a kid.
I still pull them out.
Yeah.
What are you talking
Yeah, well, they say if you pull them out, the head can get stuck in there.
about? You know what a rodent
if the head got
does?
stuck, I'd just get a knife and plop it out of there.
Exactly. You know, I mean, damn, I'm not scared to cuts or a little bit of pain.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's what it is. You got too many Gen Zs who don't even want to see blood.
Yeah.
I have worked around fire ant mounds for the last 30 years.
Oh yeah, I used to hate them things.
But last year when I was changing the filter out in my well house, I didn't know it. There was a fire ant right there at the doorway where my knee was. I didn't see it. But boy, it didn't take me long to realize what had happened.
Yep.
And you see a fat man yank his pants off to knock him ants off of him. That was a sight.
Oh, once those things start going at it, oh man.
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason why they call them fire ants. It's not because they're little red things. It's because when it feels like whatever they're attacking is on fire.
Yeah. And a fire ant can bring a full-grown cow down and devour it within a 24-hour period. Think about it. Oh, grab the hornet. I cannot pronounce his name. Says I grabbed the hornet's nest working on the tractor last summer. Dude.
Oh, Magic?
Yeah.
I think that's how you pronounce it. Magic?
I grabbed a yellow jacket's nest.
Oh, yeah. I got into a yellow jacket nest one time.
I tell you what, them dead burn little thing. I think I prefer to be stung by a red wasp than I had a yellow jacket.
Yeah, I don't like any insects biting me, so.
Yeah, well, I'm the same way, but a yellow jacket, not only do they sting, they bite.
Uh, Sweat bees. Oh, I used to hate those things. Be out
Man,
working, start sweating, and smack, 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 smack.
baling hay.
Oh yeah,
That's where you're gonna find the sweat bees, and you'll be
yeah,
standing out in the middle of the field smacking yourself in the head. People driving by think you done lost it.
yep. Greg, that's the one thing that I get worried about from is nowadays is Lyme disease, because you hardly heard about it when I was growing up. Oh, you get Lyme disease from ticks. I'd never heard that. Now it's a big thing. It's almost like you want to wear a shield when you go out in the woods now, because everything's after you. But as many times as I've had ticks, I'm surprised I haven't had Lyme disease.
Exactly. Well, they say now, don't quote me on this, but they say if you get Lyme disease, there is certain types of meat that you really don't care to eat no more. Let's say like steak or chicken or something like that.
Yeah. Oh, Shania Twain. Yeah, she's a Canadian, I do believe, isn't she? I actually met her one time.
I think she is.
Yeah, and she is short. Well, shorter than me. I always thought she was a pretty good sized woman, and she was short.
Man, since you brought that name up, all of a sudden, that number one song she had going through my head, and I want to sing it.
Which one? There's a lot of them.
I'm not saying. I will not say on here. I'll tell you in the back room.
Any Man of Mine or something like that?
No, oh hell no. No.
Oh.
It just ain't right to hear a man sing that song.
Oh, something about a woman?
It's close to it.
Yeah. Yeah, there it is.
Reuben D, you would have to go and say that, right?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, I was real surprised that she never kept up with because she was
she was top of her charts at one time.
Oh yeah, for a long time, and then went away. Another one I like is because I don't do country as much as I used to back in the day. Garth Brooks, Alan Jackson,
George Strait.
Yeah,
but I'd have to go back a little bit further. With the country. I mean, they were good, but George Jones, Conway, and
Johnny Cash.
They the people I grew up listening to. I had
Merle Haggard,
yeah, Willie and Waylon.
Freddie Fender, I think his name was.
Yeah. Wasted Days and Wasted Nights.
Charlie Pride.
Yep.
I think, yep. And you can't leave out Hank Williams.
Oh no, senior or junior. I like both of them.
Oh yeah, yeah. Clint Black, that's another good one.
He was good.
Yeah.
What? I'm sorry. Country today is not country no more. Just like rock and roll music is not rock no more.
Well, that's I like all music. If I feel it and I like it, I'll say I like it. I don't know. It's because there's people that kind of remind me of politics. Well, I can only listen to country. I don't like anything else. I mean, if I hear some classical music that I like the rhythm and the beat to it, oh yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're saying or anything, but
I
yeah,
like
I mean,
classic rock. You know, like that. Hell, now I can't even think of nobody.
AC/DC.
Well, I'll always like AC/DC, period. But
Yeah,
BTO, Bob Turner Overdrive.
Cleetons.
Yeah, CCR.
Yeah,
Yeah, to me, that's classic. That's rock. Uh, the ones mom and daddy used to listen to, a lot of that I can listen to. Yeah,
I was never big on the beach thing. I
no,
know the Beach Boys were some people really like. I don't know. I didn't get into the. It almost sounds
true.
like Hawaiian music or something. I don't know. I was never into the beach type music. And
Trust me.
that's just me. I just like different types of music.
Trust is kind of ill. He's thinking I'm trying to take over his idol, Boy George, which I'm
Oh,
not.
Culture Club wasn't? Yeah.
Yeah, but I bet you in my house, I'm
Who is
talking.
that other group? Um, Trust likes Wham more than Culture Club.
Oh damn!
You can keep Culture Club there, Jeff.
No, I don't think so.
Oh,
I'll,
first time I seen that, I'm like,
what the hell?
is that a guy or is it
Yeah.
a woman? And I'm still looking, and I'm not listening to the music at all. I'm still trying to figure out. But that was a fad thing back then. What you could, well, I won't get in that conversation because, yeah, my channel will get hit again.
I bet you I've got over 600 LPs. What is 78? I think that's it. I've got twice as many 45s, and I bet you at one time I had over 1,000 8 tracks, and now I bet you I can locate 20 of them. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I used to really like um um heavy metal, Christian rock and stuff like that. And I still listen to like Skillet. Everybody doesn't realize Skillet is a Christian rock band. And
I'm sorry.
every song if you sit there and listen to the songs, then I get it now. But if you don't know who they are and you listen to them, you think it's just another rock band. But you sit there, have to listen to their lyrics and stuff.
Mhm.
I forget her name now. They have a drummer on there. She's a really, really good singer, and she does singles of just for her church and stuff. And you sit there and look at the backstory of Skillet, and they get such a bad rap because they're a Christian rock band. And you sit there and see the stuff that they do for their communities and stuff like that. They donate part of their proceeds to like stuff that's going on, like the hurricanes and things like that. And that's the way it's supposed to be.
Well,
You
the
get
bad
all
thing,
these people that make all this money, and then they get all these big chains of gold and fancy cars. That's okay, but you have to give back as much as you get is what I, for me, that's what I would do.
I've never heard that word,
What?
skillet.
Oh yeah, check them out one time. Now I can't remember her name, and oddly enough, we're actually friends on Facebook, even though I haven't done anything on Facebook for such a long time.
Mm.
Um,
You might need to pop in and say hello. A lot of them probably think you ain't kicking no more.
well, for like holidays or something, I'll say Merry Christmas or something like that. Or Facebook has got so, and I like the concept of being able to talk to your friends and make friends, but it's turned into hate book. Basically, it's nothing but hate. One person hates this, and that you can't disagree about anything, or they turn you in.
Look, everybody's going to have disagreements. I don't care who you are, even your wife or your husband. Y'all want to disagree. You know, that's fine, but don't let it control your life. You know, that's a mistake.
Yeah, and there's people that spend 12, 14 hours a day on that thing, playing them games. Them games used to be fun until they made it to where you had to get your friends to play too, and then their friends to play, and then pretty soon you're getting hundreds of messages saying, "Join me at this thing, join me at that game." And my block list on Facebook is in the thousands, because anytime somebody send me a notification, block.
Yeah. Oh.
The cats are trying to get that bug up on the lamp.
I had taken fly swatter away from my wife the other night.
Uh-oh. Was she going to use it on you?
No, she knocked the light bulb out of the lamp.
Oh.
She wasn't trained good enough.
Oh.
I'm glad she's in another room. We're supposed to get rain tomorrow. Believe it or not, I was planning on going out there and mulching up some leaves tomorrow. It's got to the point now I can mow my yard and not get stuck up from the last rain.
Oh, yeah. There won't be no mowing here for a while.
Well, mulching up the leaves, you know, like that.
Well, I got rid of my leaves when I got the tree fell down on my garden. So majority of the leaves.
I've got going out the driveway. Our neighbor has got a tree, 4 or 5 of the limbs is going across our driveway. And the other day I looked up. There is a limb probably about 20 foot long, if not longer. One end of it is on another limb, and the other, well, both ends is on the limb. A good wind comes up. Part of my fence is taken out. My driveway is blocked. Oh. So, and I'm kind of scared to try to take it down because I don't feel like putting up another fence.
Yeah.
But it's coming down, you know, whether I do it or not.
And I'm going to go ahead and post a link here real quick because, as you know, 101 is not live tonight, but we do have Tin and the crew over at Tin's TV that will be live tonight. I do believe in 2 hours. So 10:30 Eastern.
I have come here to chew
she'll
bubblegum.
she'll be live
and
over
kick
there.
ass.
Make sure you go hang out with Tin over there.
And I'm all out of bubblegum.
Wait a minute. Okay. Somebody else just come back in.
Oh, did they?
Yeah. So I think it was Lisa. Whoever it was,
okay.
they have come to kick butt. So, oh, I hate bills. You can't. Hell, if it wasn't for me paying bills, how I can get ahead.
Oh yeah, it'd be nice not to have to pay any bills for a while.
You know, man, I'd love it if I could go 12 months without paying bills. But I'd probably be sleeping in a tent somewhere.
Well, I know you said you what was it? You want a greenhouse or you need a greenhouse?
Both, really. I want a greenhouse because we got winter coming up, and you even in the
Coming
winter
up.
time, if the heat,
It's here.
I'm
Well,
talking, they
doesn't
can't
seem
build
like
it
it,
right
but technically it is wintertime.
Yeah, but you can grow stuff in a greenhouse during wintertime. You can grow tomatoes, squash, or whatever. You know,
Especially
you got
down there. You don't necessarily have to put add heat to it. Up here, you would have to put some heat in there.
Well, now if it drops down around the 30s or something like that, you got to put heat in there. You know, and right up the road here, they've got a automotive shop. And I was riding by there one day, and he had a wood heater sitting outside. He was burning a bunch of stuff in it. And I'm going to go up there and ask him, would he be willing to sell that wood stove? That thing has got two doors on it that you open. You know, if I can get that and I can get stuff to build my greenhouse, I know how I'm going to do the heating that thing.
Oh yeah. Now, if I could, what I would do, and I've already said this, I would build my greenhouse, and then at the back end or the front end, I would actually have a mulching station to where it was covered up, and then half of it would be inside the greenhouse and half of it would be on the outside. And because when you make your for your compost, that will actually create a lot of heat. And if you have it on both sides, you can warm your greenhouse throughout the wintertime just by your mulch or your compost.
Well, now answer me this right here. And I'm not really seen a bunch of videos on this. I've not looked for it. Is it possible you can take bales of hay and grow potatoes in it?
Let's ask Bunky this. Can you grow stuff in a bale of hay? That's how they grow their peppers and stuff. In a bale of hay. Yeah.
Huh.
That's why you really need to watch their videos on how they grow stuff. It's they have a lot of good ideas on things, just like how they grow their watermelons and stuff like that. It's their squash, the big area stuff.
Okay. Well, see, because if I can do that, then the back of the greenhouse, you know, I can cut well, not cut, but I could save some money. Just put some bales of hay in there, you know. But then again, I don't know how much a bale of hay is. I used to be able to get it for about $1 a bale. I don't know how much it's going up.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure it's like probably $10 a bale of hay now.
I'll be getting some dirt.
I don't
in.
know. Yeah, there she is.
Yes, potatoes were pretty small and strawberries, but pepper did so good. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, they grew some really good peppers this year.
Now, when you say peppers, are you talking like jalapenos, or are you talking like the green and red bell peppers?
Yeah, straw, not hay, because
Right.
yeah. Oh, I forget what it's an Italian pepper. Well, she has like a couple different peppers. One is spicy because she sent me the seeds, but unfortunately they got squished. And I never did figure out which ones were hot and which ones were the sweet ones because they got squished. And I ended up, I did lose one of my hibiscus bushes. I'll call it a bush. It's more like a tree, but because it had, when the tree came down, it broke the branch or the stem of the, and I wrapped it together and I put tea bags in it and all trying to cover up the wound. And
okay, Monkey.
It just died not too long ago. And my other one, the top of it got broke. So I'll probably end up having to plant some more next year to try. But I have to make some space for them to bring in because hibiscus is too cold to grow up here.
Well, see, one of the things I wanted to do is when I got the greenhouse built, run me some PVC through there and put mist up in there and hook it up to my well system and like put a timer on it. You know, like it would mist 15 minutes every 9 hours, you know, depending.
They make a hose that will kind of like sweat.
Right. I know what you're talking about on that.
And you actually put it in the ground with next to the plants.
Hey, look, it's Shift Kicker.
Wait a minute,
The one and only
technically,
robot
when
that
you
will
water,
kick your
you-
butt.
You don't want to water. Well, you got well water, so
Yeah. Well,
Like
now
to-
would it be better for the water to come down and like a mist and get on the leaves and everything than it would
depending
be?
on the water, like because if it's city water and you spray, that's very bad. You and I see people running sprinklers on their, because city water has chlorine and all this other chemicals on it, and it sets on top of the leaves, and the sun comes down and bakes that chemical into the leaves, and it'll actually hurt your plants. Now, like I said, you got well water. That's probably the best thing for it. I wouldn't see an issue with that, but it's always better to water the ground and not the plant, unless it's real dirty or something like that. Then it's good to clean them off.
I mean, before the water hits the plants and everything, it's going to go through a filter system first, you know, and the water that runs the house, I've got a pretty good sized filter out there at the well, and plus up underneath the house, I've got another filter system up underneath it.
Well, unless you got like arsenic or something in your water, I wouldn't, for your plants, I wouldn't worry about filtering in it.
Really?
Unless you have some kind of chemical in your
now
water.
The water here is real heavy in iron.
That's fine.
That's fine. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the chemicals from like city water that you don't want on your leaves. That's why when I water, I go under everything and I soak the ground and then move over to the next thing. I mean, it's okay if you like accidentally splash it on a plant or something, but don't like have a sprinkler on it and just dripping with stuff.
Oh, this is gonna be like a mist, like you
Yeah.
got in grocery stores, in the produce section, like
Yeah.
that, But that's what I was thinking because I've always thought that it's better for the water to come down and get on the leaves and everything. It helps them out
Right.
better like that.
It depends on how your greenhouse is set up to where you have ventilation, because if you have too much humidity in there, it's actually bad for plants if you have too much humidity.
Hmm. Damn,
That-
there's a lot
that's-
going on this.
Yeah, and there you go. And that's what I was going to say. You'll create mold.
Yeah. Yeah. You want to move to North Carolina? I can
Me?
set you up a house right out here in the field.
No, I've been trying to talk my son to moving more south, because we're talking about Oklahoma, but his wife and he's been out in Oklahoma for so long. He's like, "Oh, I hate the weather out there. It's windy all the time." And I
In
said, "Well,
Oklahoma?
yeah, southwest Oklahoma is where he's at, so it
Okay.
is windy all the time." And I was looking the northeast end of Oklahoma.
Damn. You really are wanting to move south, ain't you?
Oh yeah, but he's got his heart set for still being in Ohio, so we'll have to see.
Wait a minute. Northeast Oklahoma. Ain't that Tornado Alley?
The whole state of Oklahoma is
Okay, I thought.
pretty much.
Okay.
And last couple of days, I do believe they had a lot of tornadoes already this
Oh, really?
last couple of days. Yeah.
Well, hell, before you start building a house, I would say the best thing to do is build a bunker. Oh, wait a minute. You already got one.
I cut this off because I still have people swearing up and down that I'm rich and I have a bunker in my backyard that I make videos in.
Yeah, I don't know if it was on your channel, my channel, or whose channel it was, but somebody in chat really, truly thought that was a bunker you was in.
Yeah.
I think we kind of had a little fun with it to begin with.
East Oklahoma is a beautiful area.
Damn, they got mountains in Oklahoma. I thought all
yeah.
that flat out there.
Yeah. That's, like I said, that's the northeast end. It's real nice, that end. And they have like 10,000 lakes over there.
So, hell, you move up there around the lake, my ass will become visiting you in the summertime.
Yeah.
I love to fish, but I don't eat fish.
Oh, I love fish. It's just fishing up here isn't the way it used to be.
Hell, it ain't.
I used to be able to look in the water and see fish in the water and not see a green nothing or brown or whatever color everything is now.
Well, now the way everything has got, your opinion, which would be the safest fish to eat out of a lake, out of a stream, or out of a pond? I'm not
Where?
talking seafood.
Where?
Anywhere.
I wouldn't eat fish in Ohio unless it came from a pond.
Well, now in a pond, okay, you're going to put a pond in a low area. The farmers is going to be spreading pesticides all over. So
No, I'm not talking about that kind of pond. A pond out. Oh, I'm not saying that's because you can find them in the hills in Ohio where there's nothing around, so that you don't have to worry about no farms or anything, spill offs and stuff. Those kind of ponds. That would be the safest place for in my area, because rivers, everybody and everything dumps whatever in those.
Well,
It's fine to go fishing and let them go, but I wouldn't eat it.
Well, see, now I used to love the river fish. I mean, I would get in the middle of the river and fish. Okay, period. But I mean, hell, I've seen snakes go past me. I've seen snapping turtles go past me. As long as they don't look at me and say, "Hey, we fine." But and I've been to ponds. I have better luck in a river than I do a pond. Plain simple.
Depending on where you're at, that's the thing. I've fished from all the way into Florida in the ocean to Oregon, salmon fishing in Idaho. I've fly fished in Idaho for trout. Some of the best trout I've caught was in New York in probably a 12 feet long little stream. I got up in a tree and dangled a hook and caught more fish that way than any fishing pole.
Well, when I was a youngin', I tried to find right there close to the bank, bushes and stuff, where there was a limb that went out further, and then I would try to cast it over that and pull it up, or it would dangle like that. And you're right, I've caught more like that.
Yeah, Shift Kicker doing a live. We're testing or doing a challenge or something about fish on Friday. Do you believe 11 o'clock Eastern?
Really?
Yeah, if somebody could post her link in there.
Looks like I'm going to have to go down to the pond, pay $5 to do some fishing. I've been eyeing that pond. I ain't been to it yet, but
yeah,
I've got 4 or 5 fishing rods. Shit, I've got about $300 tied up in fishing rods. And then I've got 2 tackle boxes full of, a little bit of top water, which I'm not too crazy about. But my favorite jig out of all of them, Panther Martin, baby.
Rooster tail. I catch more fish with a rooster tail than anything.
Now coming up, I used to love rooster tails, but after messing with a Panther Martin,
yellow and red. Oh, I'd go in there to a fish place and they'd have all these rows of all these fancy little lures and stuff, and I'd go down to end rooster tail, and that's the only thing I would buy is a rooster tail.
Hey, do me a favor. Take not nose picking. Damn it. Wait a minute. Let me get back up to it. Take trust off as a mod for a minute. gonna have some fun. Man, hey, man, you would catch it from him if you did that.
Yeah, I've caught a lot of trout with a rooster tail, bass. Oh, it used to be one of my best fish that I would like to eat was catfish, and it wasn't. You didn't have to fillet it or anything. You just chop it up in chunks and
Yes,
put batter on it and fry it. Oh, some of the best fish.
my son-in-law is one of the best damn fishermen I've ever seen. I mean, you get these here shows, fishing shows on. I would bet damn near a year's pay he would outfish them, even today. Because I've been at ponds, nothing bite. He'll come up there and in 5 minutes, he's done caught an 8-pound bass. Pisses me off.
Yeah, there was somebody was doing a live, and been out there for hours fishing, no bite. And I said, "Did you spit on your bait?" Oh, bro, no, why? And I said, "You'll catch fish then."
Yeah, you
And
will.
he took it out, spit on his bait, and threw it back out. And 5 minutes later, woo,
Yeah.
catching a fish.
Believe it or not, that it sounds corny. I have
Yeah.
spit on my bait. I have spit tobacco juice on my bait, and tobacco juice works better though.
Oh, and
But
yeah,
I can't
know.
deal with tobacco no more. Like
yeah, I
that.
was real young, and all the kids, farm kids, chewed tobacco,
Yep.
and they look all cool and all. And I told my grandpa, I said, I want to try that stuff. He got me some skull, and I thought, well, you just put it in your mouth and
Yeah.
swallow it. Oh man, I got sicker than I probably turned 20 shades of green. That's the last time I did. No chewing tobacco for me ever again.
I think my son was about 8 or 9, and I was chewing tobacco. I chewed plugs. And he asked me, he said, "What's that taste like?" I said, "It tastes like shit." And he said, "Why are you chewing it?" I said, "Keep smoking a cigarette." He said, "Let me try some." I give him 2 little strands of it, not a big one, you know. He put that in his mouth and he got the gagging. And he said, "How do you chew that?" I said, "Simple, like this with my mouth." That boy, now he got sick. I think for about a day. My wife asked me, "Why is he sick?" I said, "Hell, he probably got into something he shouldn't have." I wasn't going to tell her why he got sick then. She'd beat my ass. But I just want to ask somebody in chat a question right quick. Why is Lisa Anderson keep saying tar and feather me? I don't recall no blonde jokes being said tonight.
Because you were thinking about blonde jokes.
Believe it or not this time, but I can. That ain't no problem. You know, wait a minute. Is Bunky still in here?
I was going to ask Bunky if her and her sisters like to go fishing.
I'm glad you asked that question.
I don't. When I was young, anytime I could, I was on a bridge or I was on the side of a river or something, catching fish. Even if I didn't eat them, I put them back. Just the fact that I could catch a fish. You don't see that. I mean, summertime, you used to see kids walking with their fishing poles down to the fishing hole. Well, you don't even see them on bicycles anymore.
Chef Kicker, if you've seen some of the shit he's been saying about me, yeah, I just have not been acknowledging it. How many times have you been fishing on the bridge and the cop come up to you and say, "You're not allowed to fish on the bridge"? All right, you told me. And then he'll leave and you run back up there. He come back, he get you again.
I don't recall ever being told by not to
cop.
fish on a bridge.
Well,
a pier, yes, in the ocean. There was a certain you couldn't fish off the pier. I don't know why, but this was Long Beach actually. It's been a long time ago, so I don't know if they still have fishing there or not.
now down here, they don't want you to fish off a bridge. I'm talking about like in a creek or something like that, because they're afraid a drunk gonna come by and get you. You know, like that. But you know, and where I was fishing at the time, if you went down to the water, you don't know if you was going to get a bite from a fish or a bite from a snake. That's how bad it was.
Yeah.
And we used to, like I said, I used to get out in the water and fish.
Yeah.
And there was a place up in Hopedale behind a little store up there. It was a dam. And that, you know, hey, that's where we went and fished. I stepped out on the rocks and it was early morning. And as the sun come up, the snakes came out. You know that little 22 that 101 shows, the revolver Rough Rider? I had one of them on me at the time. I went through about 5 chambers full. And I'm shooting snakes on them rocks. I had to clear me a path so I can get back to the shore.
I remember one time, I don't remember where it was, but there was a low spot in the water, and then it would dip into the bigger part of the river. And it being hot summer day, and what I did is there's a log on one side, and I used it as a headrest, and I dug deep enough in to where the water was about right up to my chest, and I had a stick holding my pole right there, and I laid back with my head against the log and fished in that one spot in the river just to stay cool. And my face got so burnt and I had just a little, my face was burnt, and right here was burnt. Everything else was fine.
I want to kind of like get out in the river, or to where the river is so low, your feet will get wet, but your ankles will stay kind of dry a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I want to take a cot out there and sleep out there overnight, like at one time, and fish, so forth. But with my luck, everything else around me would want to sleep with me.
Yeah, I had turtles climb up on the log and sit beside me out in the water, and I'm like, this is weird. They never tried to come over and mess with me. Every time I'd move my head, they'd freak out and waddle down to the end of the other end of the log. But I remember sitting in there. I was plenty waterlogged by the time I got out of there. Ended up coming home with a mess of fish.
Looked like a prune. I
That was
was,
nice and cool.
hey, that's what it's all about. I think I was about 14 or 15 years old, and I saw a thing on PBS one time on how to cook a river fish. And what he or she, I can't remember, I'm thinking it was a she, had done. They caught a fish and they went down there and dug out some mud. And then they caked that fish on both sides. And they built them a fire after they got the coals and everything
Yeah.
going. They put that mud fish in there. That's what I call it. And I'm wanting to, I can't exactly remember, I'm wanting to say an hour of cooking it. They pulled it out. And when they pulled the mud back, the scales and the bones come off with it. And all you
Yeah.
had to just sit there and eat it. Hell, I tried that. Yeah, I call a mudfish a mud cat. They don't taste that good.
Catfish?
Not a mud cat.
Oh, shovelhead?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But you
Yeah,
see,
shovelheads are really big. They you just batter them up and fry them. About the only way with those guys.
but I found out they, oh, hell. What type of catfish are they?
Channel cats?
Yeah, channel cats are some of the best eating.
Oh, what's them? There's a catfish they'll squeak like crazy.
I know what you're talking about. I've caught a
Um,
few more, and I can't think. Yeah, yeah.
I forget what the heck their names was, but I can't remember the name of them now.
Croakers,
No, I don't know. It might have been.
cheddar, prepper. What a name! You got an echo.
Echo?
I hear an echo. Okay, it's gone. But he's one, or she's the one that said croaker. Hello, Donna.
Yellow bull and another makes up mudfish.
What in a pond? What's the best fish that you had preferred to catch overall?
It depends what's lake bass, trout, crappie, bluegill.
To me,
Bluegill, you need a mess of them.
a crappie is one of the best fighting fish, you know, especially on an ultralight rod.
Oh,
Man.
crappie are so good.
Yeah.
I remember I got a meal in one crappie one time. That was, and everybody said, "Oh, it's not going to be no good because it's too big." Oh, that thing was really good.
Now, I used to love fish. I would sit there and I'd eat fish all day long, but you know, but I don't know. It ain't that I hate fish. I reckon it's the fact I really hate cleaning them. You know.
Well, one good thing that will remedy that, go get a job where they bring fish in, and where you get these rich people that go out and catch these fish, and then they come back in, and you learn how to clean real good. Learn how to fillet fish. I've seen guys go like this, and that was a fillet right there. They do this number like that, no bones or anything.
My son could fillet a fish in 3 cuts, and he 3 or 4, but I'm thinking 3. He showed me he could do it, And a couple of years later, we went to the coast. Man, they were biting like you wouldn't believe. My
It
son,
all depends what type of fish it is, because some of them you go in under the gill, and then you have to go along the
yeah,
back, and then
yeah. But
some you can just go straight across.
but he said, I'm gonna make some money. And he handed his friend his fishing pole. And he walking up along the pier up there. Man, he was filleting fish about as fast as they was catching them. I think he walked off of that pier about $300 or $400.
Yeah,
So,
I remember getting paid $2 to clean fish per fish. I mean,
I mean,
that's been a while, and I was a kid and everything, but I'd work out there all day and end up with $75, $80.
yeah.
Well, that was money back then. I was actually making more money than my dad at some points, because I was always, that's all only thing I had in my mind was making money. Little ideas would pop in my head. I would be walking down the road and I'd see somebody's trash. They had dressers or something out there. I would haul them home and fix them, have a yard sale, and then resell them.
Now, what I done is where I take my trash off at. They had a dresser drawer. Okay, I think it had 6 drawers on it. What I done is I put a back on it, and I put a place where you could change a baby, with a mattress and everything on it. Shit, I got a pretty chunk of money for it.
Yeah.
Repainted it and everything. But I'm like this. I hate making stuff for babies. Okay. Because if something goes wrong, that baby gets hurt, it's on me. It may not be on me, but in my mind, hey, I made it, they bought it, something happened.
Yeah.
Like it.
Pat, I would agree. Night fishing is so relaxing, sitting out there next to the water.
Yes.
I don't know about boat, but I've sat out next to the water, catfish fishing or whatnot. Oh,
hello, Sniffer. Yeah.
And nowadays, I seen a video of people fishing at night, doing some nighttime fishing, and it was dark, and you look across the water, and you seen the lights all across the water, just one little light here, 2 here, and I'm trying to figure out, what are those, houses or something over there? And you could see them moving and stuff, and I realized it's people out there fishing, and they're looking at their phones.
Are you kidding me?
When they're out there fishing. And I'm like, why? That's the whole point of being out there is to get away from that stuff. Just not think about anything else but relaxing next to water. And even if you never catch anything, just sitting out there is relaxing to me.
Let me ask you this. How many times have you been fishing and throw the bobber out there with no bait on it?
I've thrown it out there and know that there's something already got my bait, and I just leave it out there.
I'll be sitting on the side of a pond. Okay. I had a game warden come up to me. He said, "You catching anything?" I said, "No, not really." He said, "Well, why are we talking? Do you have your license with you?" I said, "No, I ain't got license." He said, "What are you using?" I said, "I ain't using nothing. I ain't even got a hook on this one." He said, "What?" I reel it in and show him. It ain't a hook on it. He gets pissed off, turns around, walks away.
What did you give you a ticket for?
He couldn't give me a ticket. I wasn't fishing.
Yeah, you're bobber testing.
That's it. But normally I don't care where you go. You go if you ain't got license, you're gonna look around to make
Oh
sure
yeah,
there ain't a game warden there. But within 5 minutes, you throw your hook out there, you're gonna find a game warden. That's exactly what I was doing.
yeah.
So yeah, when he left, I put a hook on it. Now, I have been to a pond where it was so overstocked. You throw a bobber and a hook out there, you're gonna catch something.
Oh yeah, there's rivers or something down south to where you'll drive or drive your boat, whatever you want to call it, and the fish will fly up into the boat. I mean, there's videos of them smacking guys in the face when they're driving down the boat, but they're not very good. They're not something that you would keep for eating.
No, they. I saw a video like what you talked about. It was a couple of girls sitting in front of the boat. One of the fish jumps up and hits that girl so hard it knocks her out of the seat. And they're not no small fish. They're pretty good size. There has been reports of people going to the hospital for it.
Yeah, Asian carp.
Now, what fish is it they're trying to get rid of because it is so invasive? It's mainly, well, I ain't gonna say mainly in Florida, but it's all up and down the East Coast. They will eat the bass, the brim, everything.
I don't know.
It is a type of a fish.
I know you can actually eat carp. I seen somebody, and I did try it. I actually want
Snake kids.
You get the carp, you get it, and you can it. You put it in dry and everything, and it cooks in its own juice and everything. You can it, and by the time you go to eat it, after it's been canned and whatnot, like a few months after you decide, oh, I'm going to open one of these, and you cut the bone and all. You have it bone and all in there, and then once it's canned, the bone is so soft you can chew it, so you don't have to debone it or anything, and it's really good.
I could probably eat that a lot better than I could if it was fermented.
Oh yeah, that all fermented stuff. Ooh. You'd have to be a certain kind of person to eat fermented anything, any fish.
I have seen video on it to where I've just had to turn it.
Oh yeah, they'll get that can opener and you get 1, 2.
Yeah.
Just the smell of it, and I'm like, no way I'd be opening that inside the house if it's that bad.
If it's going to make you gag, why do you keep on doing it and try to eat it?
If it's just opening the can in the house, I'm like, no, you're going to smell that all the time now.
You know what? You buy a can of that from Walmart and open it up at the checkout. It won't be too long before they get to you.
Yeah. Or you get people that will microwave fish in the microwave. You can't get rid of that smell. Every time you cook something in the microwave, you smell that fish.
I've not heard that.
Oh.
Huh.
And I'm not talking like fish sticks or something that it's regurgitated fish, then they put it in the shape of a stick.
You talking about you catching one and throwing it in the microwave?
Yeah. Yeah, like I mean, you can get fresh fish. Well, not so much here in Ohio, but where I'm at, you can't get fresh, but you can get salmon and stuff. I've had people actually cook salmon in a microwave before, and you cook a burrito and it smells like salmon.
You know what? That'd be good at a friend's house, wouldn't it?
Oh, I love salmon, but not in the microwave. I like it baked or even fried and steamed. Oh,
My wife, I used to chase her around the house with a can of sardines. She could not stand the smell of it. And I'd eat one and then go ask her for a kiss. She'd slap me.
oh, oh yeah. Smoked. If I get a nice, good slab of salmon, oh, I'd love to smoke it on a cedar plank. Oh,
I love smoked oysters.
yeah.
I'll sit there and eat
I
them.
I like fried oysters. Batter them up and make a sandwich out of them. Oh,
I've never done that.
well, you're from the South. You don't know what. You must not be that far south. Well, you are North Carolina.
Yeah, oh, asshole, huh? I mean, don't get me wrong. A lot of people right here has done it. I've talked to a bunch of them that love oysters. I'm not too crazy about raw oysters or half cooked oysters. But
Yeah.
now, yeah, mine's got to be cooked. I'm sorry, or smoked. I prefer smoked. There's a lot of stuff I've not tried that I've always wanted to try.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I'll give you an idea. Crab legs. I've never ate none, but I've always wanted to try them. But when I go to a place and see how much they are,
Poor boys.
yes.
Oh, that's
You damn right.
oyster. Oh,
I'll tell you.
you don't get that stuff up here, though.
Really?
You talk about that stuff, and what are you talking about?
Well, now, homeboy sandwiches, didn't that originate from down around Louisiana and places like that?
That's
Okay.
what I was about to say. Not New Orleans, but they're right closer to the coast. There used to be a place, I can't remember the name of it, but had the best po' boy sandwiches and soft-shelled crab. Oh, blue crab. Oh, and well, they call them crayfish down there, but they're crawdad. You get a mess of those. Oh, and some people freak out when you're sitting down there, and you have a picnic table, and they come by and put newspaper down, and they dump these crayfish out, and you pop their heads off, and you suck the juice out of it out, throw it down there, and you peel off that tail and eat that tail. Oh, some of the best eating.
Now, Joe, raw oysters, I won't try that, but I have heard the only way to eat a raw oyster is a beer in one hand and Texas Pete in the other hand. Put a little bit of Texas Pete on there, pop it.
Louisiana red.
Louisiana
Red hot.
But like I said, I've never ate none, ain't planning on eating none sober. But there's a lot of things I have not tried.
Oh,
I
yeah.
will,
Yeah. And anytime we go to the store and there's some weird, strange fruit, My son, oh, I have to try that. I have to try all different kinds of fruit. And so far, he's like, but this new thing, I forget what I got him. The big, it looks like a giant grapefruit, but it's mainly peeling.
Really?
Yeah,
I have
that
no
thing was
idea.
like $3,
Huh.
$4 for that thing.
There was something. It was a type of fruit that I would stop, at a fruit stand and pick up. That thing had about 1 million little seeds in it, and the outside of it was green. You peel it and then you eat it.
Mm.
It got to the point every time I ate one, it would give me indigestion so bad. It's like a fire coming up, a fire breathing dragon. I had to quit eating them.
Oh yeah, lobster steamed in butter. Oh, that's good stuff. Garlic
So
butter is even better.
the the closest thing I've got to something like it is that pre-cooked lobster or pre-cooked crab. Okay.
Oh, if you can ever get to a place that has fresh lobster, um,
See, that's what I'm talking about.
lobster rolls. Oh man, those things are so good. Oh,
See, that's what I'm talking about. As much as they cost, I'm scared to death. When I get one, I won't like it, and it's bad money wasted.
yeah. Oh, if you get one, and I mean they're unless you cook it, because you don't have to cook it too long, because it's just like a crawdad. Once it turns red, it's done.
Really?
Get that thing out of there and soak it in butter. Oh,
Have you? Do you remember? Have you ever gone crawdad hunting when you was coming up?
oh yeah. Hey, Garden State Gardener.
It's
Hope you're
some of
doing
them
good today.
things.
We will make
Oh.
America great
One minute.
again.
Oh,
Now that's
Joe.
Trump twerping.
yeah.
Them
Joe
crawdads,
too.
you got to be
Subscribe.
careful.
Thank you, Joe.
You got to be careful picking them things up. Some of them's got painters on them. Man, them damn things hurt.
I used to make my own traps. Get some bread and stick in there, and then out of 2-liter bottles.
Okay.
And go buy and get a whole bunch of them. Oh,
Shit, my traps was my hands with gloves on half the time.
oh, I ain't heard that in a long time. Whoopie pie.
Every time I mention whoopie pie, I get popped.
Hello, folks. Let's welcome the new member to the channel.
Hey, thank you, Garden
Fat
State Gardener.
boys.
I appreciate it.
Why isn't I've
You're
heard of
welcome.
fat boys?
Do what?
I said it seemed like to me I've heard that name, Fat Boys.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute, that's what they used to call me when I was coming up. Hey, fat boy. Wasn't that on drive-ins and dines and stuff like that at restaurant?
Yeah, that's in Flavortown.
I
You know,
know.
that's what he says all the time. Well, I'm taking you to Flavortown.
I used to love to watch him, especially when he'd come to North Carolina.
He's a bad drunk.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I've seen a video of him being very bad when he was drunk.
Oh hell!
Which a lot of people aren't good people or happy people when they drink. So
Right. We now I love barbecue. Always have. And when we lived in the other city before we moved to where we at,
Well, hold
me
on.
and
Carolinas aren't they like the sweet barbecue?
more or less they are. We got the vinegar base is what we got.
Because
You know,
I
I
know there's like different regions have their own style and everything.
right. You got Kansas City based. You've got Texas based, and one of them I'm wanting to say Kansas City is mustard based barbecue. Texas
No,
is
thank
not
you
the
on the
vinegar.
mustard. I don't.
One of
You
them
know,
mustard based.
yeah, I don't do the mustard stuff. Even as what they call a binder when they rub it down with mustard. Oh hell no!
Yeah.
I'd rub it down with anything besides mustard.
But now I've heard we worked all over the state, well, damn near East Coast. And we was close to the coast and we stopped at a truck stop and they had barbecue up there. I told the waitress, I said, I'm going to try a barbecue sandwich. I said, with slaw. She brought one. That's one of the best damn barbecue sandwiches I ever tasted. And we got home that weekend. I told the wife, I said, we're going to go eat barbecue. She said, okay, let me get dressed. It was in the truck stop, mind you. Hell, we drove for 2.5 hours to get there. And if the food is good, I'll drive that far just to eat.
It's driving home. It's the issue.
Yeah, I know. You're getting sleepy.
Yeah, you have to pull over and take a nap before you get home.
But, you know, and when we come up, when we went into a restaurant and ordered a hot dog or cheese dog, now I'm going to use cheese dog as an example. It was just a block of cheese, no hot dog. Okay. It was whatever you wanted on it. I'll put it like that. They would put the cheese and the bun in, let's say, a steamer. The cheese dog would be not completely melted, but it would be warm and soft all the way through it. Some of the best cheese dogs you had. Nowadays, when you go and order a cheese dog, the only thing warm is the chili. The buns are cold, the cheese is cold. It ain't that good, not like it used to.
One of the best places I had barbecue was in Beaumont, Texas. Can't remember the place, but I remember there's a very, very big line. Some of the, oh man, that is some of the best stuff I ever had.
I watched. It was on YouTube. Damn. A hamburger where they cooked in water. I can't
Oh
think
yeah,
of what it
I've
was.
seen that. In a steamer, you mean?
No, it was like on a flat grill. They had about 2 inches of water in there, and they would take the balls of hamburger, place it on there, and they would flatten it out. It was not a fried hamburger.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like that. And they said that people would line up both sides of the window from a half a block to a block just to get a hamburger. And if I was to say the name of it, you would know it.
Whole hog. Ooh.
Mine's got to be chopped barbecue. I am not crazy about pulled pork.
Oh, I make some good pulled pork. It's not a whole hog or anything. It's just, usually butt roast or something, and I smoke it
Yeah.
until it just, you get that one bone that you pull out, and
Yeah.
it's done.
You get a
Once
shoulder.
that bone just pulls out real easy, it's done.
You get you a good shoulder and you smoke that thing, between 8 and 16 hours. Yeah, and you make up your own sauce. That's going to be some of the best barbecue you'll have. Matter of fact, I might just do that. Go get me one and do it this weekend.
Yeah, I need to get. It's the holidays are over, so I need to get back to eating healthy again.
Well, I put it like this: the holidays is over. There went the best food. So now back to the
Well, I think I'll go ahead and it's almost 9:00 here, so go ahead and end the.
I'm surprised more than one didn't pop in and talk junk tonight.
Yeah, I seen him for when he said hey, and then not much after that.
Yeah, that was it.
He probably is really taking the night off.
He needs to.
Again, Shift Caker will be live Friday at 11 on her channel, 11 o'clock in the afternoon. 10 is going to be live at 10:30. I do believe. Yeah, which is about an hour and a half from now. And Jeff will be live Thursday. You're going to be live this Thursday, right?
Yeah, 7 o'clock.
Okay. And go ahead and leave you at that. And I'll leave you with a couple intro outros.
Oh, damn.
Thanks for the super chats, new members, and everybody that showed up. And we will catch you on the next one.
This just in.